of course, Matt and I go down the board of Major League Baseball every single day, and we love to run all of these props by each other. So this is Matt's list. He always posts it to his X page, Mid-Major Matt. The one we really agreed on, and we have a couple that we like, but the one we really agreed on, first one I texted you this morning, was Joe Ryan under 5.5 Ks. A little bit of juice, minus 140, but anyone who follows the PropQueen.com newsletter knows it's Toronto, unders, and nothing.
Yeah, and look, he had 6 at home against Toronto, and so that's a worry. But it's just anytime you see a 5.5 with Toronto, you just got to take the under. They're averaging 3.98 strikeouts per game against right-handed starting pitchers, 3.99 overall. So it's not like they're bad against lefties either. And so, I mean, that's pretty much the explanation. I know people will probably want to see more. And look, they had 8 against Paul Skeens. They had 6 against Eovaldi. They had 8 against Tyler Glasnow. And so Joe Ryan could be nasty and go over this. But anytime you see a 5.5 with Toronto, you most likely have to take the under, and more often than not, you're going to win.
Then we've got Shane Smith under 4.5 Ks. I don't like laying minus 150. However, the White Sox starter is getting a Royals team that just really doesn't strike out.
Yeah, this
against
is
righties.
It's funny because the Royals were, middle of the pack, and then all of a sudden they've turned it on in terms of making contact. Flaherty, I'm mad at myself because yesterday I should have taken under 5.5 for Flaherty, but I'm always scared on Sundays because some teams' Sunday lineups are really bad. But like this team last series against Detroit had 4 total strikeouts against the right-handed starting pitchers. They had 3 against Merrill Kelly. We had the under there. There's not a lot of people that have gone over this 5, and you look at Shane Smith, and Shane Smith is towards the end of his season, and they're starting to cover his innings a little bit more. He's starting to go around 5. He went 6 last time out with 101 pitches. I would not be surprised if he gets yanked a little early today because of the fact that he had so much and he's such a young pitcher. So yeah, I'm taking a shot here with Smith under 4.5.
The chat asking, do you like Shane Smith over 1.5 walks?
So Kansas City doesn't walk as much, but he had 3 in Kansas City on May 5th. It's not a bad bet. I saw a lot of people on that bet in terms of Shane Smith. I don't know what the juice is for something like that, but I mean, I don't hate it. It's just Kansas City's not a lineup that walks a lot. They are a lineup that kind of works counts, but makes contact in the end. So I don't mind it, but I'd have to see the juice, certainly.
A team that doesn't strike out a lot against the lefties, the Milwaukee Brewers, which is crazy because the Brewers last year were a really high K rate team. They were an over or nothing. This year, middle of the pack against righties, really not striking out much against lefties, which is why I was looking at under Erod's Ks. Then you said to me this morning, well, I like it under, but something else. So why outs?
Yeah, you look at lefties against the Brewers, and they're just not going far in games. And you look, I mean, yesterday, Robbie Ray only went 5 innings. Somehow Robbie Ray had no strikeouts. Like, that's stunning to me that a guy that nasty can have 5 innings with no strikeouts. But we also know he could have 17 walks, and so that's probably why. But you look at, like, outside of Andrew Abbott's 7 innings, like Sean Manaea had 4 innings. Imanaga had 5 innings. Matt Boyd had 5 innings. Kershaw had 4 1/3. Like it's a stretch where, especially at home, this Brewers team is really good at hitting the ball and really good at just kind of piling on a little bit. Now, look, if you look at Erod's numbers, he's gone over this number quite a bit, especially on the road. But I have faith in Milwaukee's offense to make it hurt. And certainly, especially at home, like this is a team that you want to play at home and then either fade or don't look at on the road. And Milwaukee's home for this series.
There's always a stretch of time where Matt will ride this player for a while. And last year it was Andre Palante. This year, I feel like it's McGreevy. It's been a few different times now that you've gone with his prop in some capacity. And today it's over 17.5 outs in that Pirates and Cardinals game.
Yeah, he's gone 6 innings in every start this month. That's 4 starts. And he's very efficient on his pitches. 6 innings. He threw 80 pitches in Miami. He threw 74 at home against Colorado. He threw 87 against the Cubs. And then he threw 90 in San Diego against the Padres. So, like, he's going deep in games and he's just getting outs. And the Pirates are one of those teams that you want to kind of take advantage in this sort of situation, especially away from home. Like, it is a worry. The Pirates found their bats towards the end of the series, but like that was just Colorado, and Colorado has a high school rotation, unfortunately. So, you can't really take those numbers very seriously, but this is
club
a McGreevy.
baseball. I think like college club baseball.
All right, college club baseball. We'll give them a little bit more credit than high school. But like McGreevy is the type of guy that, he's just going to eat some innings. And look, we have to kind of worry a little bit towards the end of the season about these young pitchers maybe having their innings start coming back a little bit. We saw yesterday Ryan Pepio got taken out with like 70 pitches because the Rays are notorious at kind of working that sort of thing. But like, I'm going to hope that McGreevy's got 6 innings in him. And as you said, this is a trend that I've kind of been playing a lot lately.
Yeah, I like McGreevy recently as well. I'm not betting him today, but the one I did look at, it wasn't McGreevy actually on this list. It was JP Sears. I couldn't get to the window on 4.5 Ks minus 120. I did look at it. He's only gone over in 10 of 20 against teams with high K rates against lefties. But I know that the Mariners, there's like not only have the Mariners struck out way more this year against lefties, since the All-Star break, they've struck out a ton against left-handers, which I know you'll get to. The JP Sears part of it is what scares me more than the Mariners lineup.
Yeah, I don't like JP Sears. I can't stand him. I feel like I lose a lot with him. But if you look, Seattle for their guy is hitting 172 against JP Sears with 20 hits and 116 at bats and 29 strikeouts. Like Eugenio Suarez has 6 Ks and 8 at bats against him. Randy Arozarena has 5 Ks and 10 at bats against him. And so, like, you're right. If you look at JP Sears' stats, like, you want nothing to do with it. But July 28th, he had 6 strikeouts and 4 1/3 against Seattle. March 30th, he had 7 strikeouts and 6 2/3 in Seattle. You go back to last year, the numbers continue. Like, he has really good numbers for the most part against the Mariners. And so, look, it's a smaller bet of mine, but I'm going to take a shot on the trend. And if he loses, then he'll be dead to me, and I'll never play his props again. But I'm just going to take a shot on Sears over 4.5 here.
Speaking of dead to me, Hunter Green, I love him as a pitcher, as a fan. I can't bet him ever. Like, I just don't trust this guy. And he's had an amazing season this year. Now he's getting the Dodgers. The K prop is 6.5. The Dodgers have been striking out more than people know. It just scares me. Hunter Green scares me.
You're right. And it scares me too. And look, I'm going for my 7th straight winning day. And so like taking Sears and Green, I probably should have passed on both of them because I like them, but I don't.
You'll go 1-1.
Probably. But like you look at last year in Los Angeles, he had 8 strikeouts in 6 1/3 innings. So I'm kind of going off of that. And look, he looked really good in Anaheim. I don't have to worry, I think, about innings restrictions for Hunter Green because he was hurt for a long period of time, unfortunately. So therefore, I think they'll let him go the 6 innings. And we know the Dodgers strike out a lot. Look, this is a team that goes over their K-prop a lot. 54 overs, 39 unders against right-handed starting pitching, 73 overs, 54 unders overall. So, look, Nick Pivetta just got 7 strikeouts against the Dodgers. And what if there's a hangover? We kind of saw somewhat of a hangover after the Padres series in L.A. when they lost to the Rockies several times in a series they should never lose. So what if there's a hangover and maybe they're still stuck thinking about San Diego? I think Hunter Green could pitch pretty well tonight. So much like you, I like him. He's got great stuff, but I'm going to take advantage of that, and I'm going to take a shot on this.
Sean, he is having a great season when he plays. He's a 2.63 ERA. He is a 1.80 ERA at home. He's got just over a 2 ERA when he's on the road. Hunter Green might have only pitched 13 games this year. We're talking about a pitcher who is a young kid who's pitched, 4 years in the majors, and his first 2.5 seasons, he was amazing until he loaded the bases every inning and walked in runs. And Hunter Green is having a very good year. He is pitching like an ace when he pitches. I know it's only 13 games, but it is still an amazing season when he's on the mound. He looks mature. He looks like he's gotten his command underway. Enough.